All right, I'm Russell Payne, and this is a mayoral candidate spotlight. We're going to be talking to Liberty Mayor John Hebert Jr. today. He's up for re-election, and we'll get to him in just a minute. Real quick, I want to give you some details on voting. Early voting is going to run starting Monday, April the 20th, and going to run through Tuesday, April the 28th. I believe they're going to be pausing early voting on April the 21st for San Jacinto Day. So next Tuesday, it'll start on the 20th, not be on the Tuesday for San Jacinto Day, and then it'll pick back up and run through the 28th. Election day is going to be May 2nd from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And of course, you can vote at voting centers all throughout Liberty County, wherever you are during your day. But with that, we're going to go ahead and introduce Mayor John Hebert Jr. and welcome you, and just give you a chance to open up and just get an opening statement here for folks.
Well, I'm honored to have served in my first term as mayor. It's not something I ever thought about was going to happen, but it did, and I'm grateful for it. I've enjoyed my first term. I think we've accomplished a lot, and we have a lot of things that we want to still accomplish, and I hope to be able to continue to represent my hometown, which I wasn't born and raised here. I moved here when I was 5 years old, but I've gone to school here. I went off to college. I came back, worked with my father for over 30 years, and continue to work and be a part of the community. And we've got a lot of things that ideas and that we want to continue to do, and I hope the voters will allow me to continue.
All right. Well, let's delve into it. What do you think right now are the three most pressing issues facing the city of Liberty?
Well, number one is our aging infrastructure, and we've addressed a lot of that, but we have some street problems, and it's very, very expensive to repair streets. And on top of that, when you tear up a street, we have aging sewer, we have aging water lines, and so if we just say we're gonna fix a street, well, we might be coming back the next week after we fix it to rip it up to repair some sewer water lines. So we've addressed a lot of this, some of it. We've also engaged in some analytic data to help us understand which streets and what's underneath those streets are a priority, or ones that maybe we can do a little bit too, and then get us 5 years or 10 years down the road or whatever. So that's how we're going to address it. We're trying to figure out a way to which ones are the worst, which ones are the most traveled, and get the most bang for our buck. So that's number one. Two, Liberty is it's got to grow some, and I know, and I'm not talking about like what's happening across the river in Dayton or something like that. We're not talking about that kind of growth, but we have to have a renewable growth, and so we have to have a little bit more housing. We need a little bit more retail business. We need some more jobs, and so economic development is a priority for me, just so that we can maintain our lifeline and keep going and be able to afford the infrastructure projects that we want to do. And third is, in my mind, in how I address things, is I just want to keep Liberty, Texas. It's always been a great place to raise a family. We offer a little bit of everything, but most importantly, we offer good quality service to our residents. And bringing in the new administration, that was my priority. I said, we're here to help people, and I use my experience in business that we got to find a way to say yes. Sometimes we can't, and sometimes we can't afford it, or maybe it's against the law or whatever. But we can try to find a way to help people. That's what we are. The City of Liberty it's a service industry, and we're here to serve our community. And so I've made a conscious effort to maybe change the culture and to get people in our city government to find a way to say yes and to serve the people. And I think that culture is, we've made some good strides in that. And the momentum seems to be heading that way.
So there's been a lot of shakeup, definitely, right, since you've become mayor.
Oh, yeah. The whole staff from the city manager, we identified a few key people that we could promote, and we've also brought in some outside help. So we found a pretty good mixture, and of course, nobody's even been on the job a full year yet. Well, the city manager's barely a year, a little over a year now. So the jury's still out on a lot of things, but it's looking promising, and I know council's happy with a lot of progress that we've made, and I hope that we're going to continue.
Seeking a second term as mayor, you served previously as a term as city councilman.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, what are you most proud of in that time period?
I don't know. A couple of things. One is just what we talked about, the restructuring and the rebooting. And I would say that so that we could get back to the way I remember the city of Liberty. And I think we're heading that direction. When I first became mayor, I had a lot of complaints, and on my call sheet, I was getting emails and I was getting phone calls and things of that nature. And we have cleaned that up quite a bit, and so that's good. Probably the Lights and Liberty celebration was something I was really proud of, because to see the overwhelming support that the citizens had for that event, those 4 or 5 Tuesdays, was a proud moment. Being able to, we've gotten a lot of positive feedback on cleaning out the park pond, of all things. One of the things that I talked about with our city manager when he first came, before he started, he got in the car and we drove around, and I started pointing things out to him that we want to do. And there was just a lot of little things that Liberty had that just we weren't taking care of, and that's a prime example is the park pond, getting it cleaned out and so that we can we removed a couple of nuisance alligators out of it and mowed so people can see they're not stepping on an alligator or a snake or something, so they can fish it. We've restocked it, put some fountains out there, and you'd be surprised the number of people that use our walking trail out there, and it just made it prettier and nicer, and people really appreciate it. So you don't have to do anything really big. Sometimes you just got to take care of what you have, and we do have a nice park and we have a nice town. Another initiative that we've done is we're trying to mow more and trying to I call it putting lipstick on a pig or whatever, just sprucing up some areas to make us more inviting. The amount of traffic on Highway 90 is really increased, and so you got a lot of visitors, you got a lot of people that are passing through or whatever. So what I hope that they'll see is we've taken care of our community, and this is a nice place, and maybe they'll hang a left onto Main Street or Travis Street or whatever, and we'll come into our town and see what we have to offer. But you gotta look inviting, you gotta look clean, you gotta look nice, and that's an initiative.
Is there anything that you'd like to have done over, done differently?
Well, I can't really think of anything right off the top of my head. I don't know. It's kind of a whirlwind because, I took over. We were flooding in that spring, May of 24.
It was wet.
That's why I told Carl Biggett, I said, you can't leave yet till the river goes down. But, no, I'm pretty pleased with not just my efforts, but our council's efforts. And we basically had to start from scratch. We had a new city manager, a new chief of police, new department heads, new public works director. All that's still it's still happening, you know. So people are just kind of learning their jobs and everything. So but I'm pretty pleased with the outcome so far. I think the employees of the city are pleased with that outcome. We managed to do all this without raising taxes. We've had ever since I've been a mayor, we've had a no new revenue rate tax rate. Liberty also has the cheapest property tax rate of all the other cities in Liberty County, and I'm proud of that. I think we can continue that. We have the benefit of a little bit of money for Cambridge Fund, but you know, that money is starting to run out. Most of that was spent before I even took over. So, but we still are utilizing some of that. But you know, we're just being responsible with taxpayers' money. Because man, you know, tell you what, you give me about $30 million, I could solve a lot of problems. This would be really easy, but the reality is we don't have that, and we have to prioritize and take certain steps, you know, and we are, and we've got some growth happening. We've got some new homes coming, which I hope when that happens, then maybe that'll spur a little bit more retail. Our golf course is really, it's gaining every month. We're having a lot of success out at the golf course, and I'm proud of that. We're looking at we just last Tuesday night we're going to probably be looking at trying to add some pickleball, but you know, all that is, you know, has to go in line with, we have a pretty big wish list, but all of that has to go in line with what can we do and what we need to do. And like I said, my priority now that we've kind of got settled with redoing the management and a lot of some of the other stuff, is going to be streets, and that's what I'm going to focus on mainly, because I feel like we've, especially some of our, what I call our main thoroughfares, or our mostly traveled, you know, we have arteries and streets that the majority of people drive on in Liberty, Texas, whatever. And that needs to be a focus, and we need to give that an upgrade, and that's what I'm hoping I'm able to do in my next term. So.
What sets you apart from your opponent?
Well, I think, and I don't feel like that old, but I'm a little bit older than Tom. So I obviously my experience, I've done a lot, not only in, you know, I've been in wholesale and retail and operations. I've handled, for my dad, I handled payroll, I handled his HR, I handled accounts payable. You know, me and my dad, we wore many hats. We ran our business, so I have that experience. I have the experience of making decisions, negotiating, things like that. Just overall general experience that running a big operation that we had, and me sitting at the top of some of it, I think benefits me when certain things come up. I think my background in customer service, I was an award-winning customer service. My convenience stores won several awards with Chevron. A couple of times we won the top award that they hand out in the country for customer service. And so I understand what that really means and what that really entails. And that's what I believe running the city is. I think we're running a business with hoping to give the citizens 5-star customer service. And that's what I think about. And that's what I use as my guide to figure out, you know, how can I provide good customer service and help these people. I've gotten a lot of training since I've been even on city council. I've gone to Texas Municipal League every year, and you probably pick up about 12 or 15 hours of training there during that 3 or 4 day event. I've been to trainings with HGAC, Houston Galveston Area Council. And all these topics are city finance, leadership, just how to be a mayor, just different things, different subject matter. And I've done that, and I've probably accumulated. There was some FEMA training in there. some natural disaster response training that, Liberty, Texas, that's going to happen.
Sooner or later, right?
And so I've been trained in that. And my Tommy has it. He was open to him, but he didn't choose to take that training. And I'm, everybody's busy and understanding, but I'm just saying I've engaged in that. And so I've gotten, I used to be a police officer. I was a police reserve patrolman for 19 years, I believe, 20 years. So I know what good police looks like, because back when I was there, we had a really fine police force under Chief Billy Tidwell, and I've got over 3,000 hours of training in law enforcement. And so I think that sets me apart. I was a volunteer fireman for 10 years back in the day, and so I've got quite a bit of training for that. So I have a little bit of institutional knowledge, I guess you could say, in police and fire and city government. And I'm open to still learning, because things have changed over the years, and I'm still learning about some things. I've served on the SRMPA board now for a couple of years, so I'm learning about the electrical side of things, and there's some good things happening with that organization. We have cheapest utility rate. I know I pointed out in my State of the Union address for Liberty that we're actually cheaper than energy and same use electric, per kilowatt hour. We have some capacity charges sometimes, depending on what time of year it is, that might have to bump us up a little bit. But that can't be helped. That's the cost of getting our electricity to us, and that's using over more than what we're contracted for. But I'm hoping some projects that we're working on are going to help even lessen that a little bit. So I'm proud of that. So I don't know. I feel like I've done a good job, and I feel like that my experience and just overall over the course of my 59 years gives me the advantage over my opponent.
Well, early voting is going to run April 20th through the April 28th. April 21st will be closed for San Jacinto Day. Election Day is May the 2nd. It's a Saturday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Mayor, you want to take us out?
Well, I just appreciate you giving me the opportunity. I love Liberty, Texas, and I hope that they'll love me back and give me the opportunity. I'm very honored to even have done it this one term, and would like to continue. And I think we've made progress, and we've definitely built up some good momentum. And I'll ask for the opportunity to be able to keep that momentum going, and let's see what happens.
Mayor, thank you.
Thank you for having me.